All right, we're back again in NASCAR Racing 2003 season. This time for some two-car tandem racing. Got original Daytona. We got the Cup 11 mod, the Daytona 500 from 2011, and we're going to be trying out two things, I guess. We got overlays, but we also have this AI enhanced, which we will be trying out the tandem drafting. So there's some presets which for some reason I can't see, or you can't see in the screen. But if you click options, you get several options in here, which I've been playing around with different configurations. Daytona is the only track I've got to work. I did try Talladega, and you got to mess with the LP, or not the LP, but the INI files to get it to work similar to Daytona. Daytona just seems to work straight out of the box. And I've tried it on the default Daytona and Daytona 2012, but the default Daytona seems to work better because there's no safer barriers they get clipped on. But anyway, in this box that you can't see that I can see, there's a tandem gap threshold, so you can change the distance that the program considers the cars in two-car tandems. And then I'm just gonna put this on TV mode so it's not nothing on the screen. So yeah, there's a tandem gap threshold. Right now I got mine set to 7. And I can't remember what the default is because I've played with these so much. I think that's default. It may come as 10. I've got mine down to 7, so that means that's about 2 car lengths. So this measures in meters, so meters 3 feet, cars about 18 to 21 feet. So actually this is probably right around 1 car length. Lateral threshold senses width-wise how in line with the car in front it considers a tandem. So right now mine's set to 1. The big thing here is engine boost multiplier. So that's set to 1.7. Basically that gives the car second in the tandem more power to push, and AI will push, and it's pretty fun. So right now I got that set to 1.7. If you want a lot of fun, you can crank that up to like 2.5, 3. And I posted a video. That's how I got them to make me do a blowover, because they pushed so damn hard. It upset my car and turned me right around. There's a congestion ahead window, which that is how far, for the next setting, it's reading the amount of cars that are in that space. And right now mine's set to 40. So with this, and it's gonna pause the sim if I read it or click on the help. But the congestion's basically how far in front is it reading cars to consider inside the congestion zone. And if it's too congested, it'll basically slow down that pack of cars so it doesn't create a pack. So this is, because it's tandem racing, you got 2-car tandems, that's what it's trying to replicate. It's not trying to do pack racing, so it's slowing some of the cars down. And reason I turned on track map, so we can kind of see during this 30-lap race how spread out things get. That congestion car count in my settings right now is 6. I think that's default. I've played with that a little bit. I've had it up as high as 12, I think. 10, 12. For this race, we'll just leave it at 6. And then there's a slow multiplier. Mine's set to 0.1. That comes default as 0, so that's going to slow the car down as much as possible. The more you increase that number, the less dramatic the slowdown is for the lead car. I found 0 to be like they were hitting a brick wall. once they're at the front of the line, and point ones seem to be a little bit better, but I haven't found the ideal number. Like, it is better that they slow down more, but it gets really dramatic. So right now I'm running with 0.1. Yeah, we're gonna qualify, just so hopefully I'm not, you know what, we're not gonna qualify. We're just gonna jump into the race. And yeah. So yeah, there's a Project Steelfire overlay program that I'm trying out. You'll see the radar in the lower left. That's from the program, and then we got the track map. There's a bunch of tickers and stuff, which I was going to use. I like the horizontal one at the top, but it blocks part of my mirror.
Going green.
Hopefully they do like an old school ESPN TNN style that's like, you know, 5 cars.
Green.
It's kind of like the vertical, but it's a play on the vertical. It's more like the relative box. I don't like the big style vertical tickers either. So, but you can already see they're splitting up into their groups of 2. During the little test race I ran for a few laps, the leaders got way strung out, so we may not see them. We may not see the front of the field, but we'll be in amongst the 2-car tangos. This is my favorite form of speedway racing, and you don't get the one thing you don't get with this, which would be cool, is the overheating and the swaps. It seems like you can just push forever and ever and the car's not going to overheat. That was like a big component that forced cars, at least later on in the 2-car tango era, I guess, that they couldn't just lock bumpers and take off forever. They had to do swaps. And that's when I started iRacing, was during that era, and I actually loved Daytona and Talladega because that was a lot of coordination amongst everybody in the field, and you had to work with who you were right next to, and people were coordinating swaps mid-corner. It was like it got to a point where you had to swap like every lap, and it was just, there was a lot of dynamic to that, and it's kind of a shame that you can't do that anymore. Even with the old Cup car, that's still the old COT car that's still in the game. I wish they could bring back that draft model, because that was a hell of a lot of fun. Way more fun than the freight train mod or freight train draft model that now exists. But with this AI enhancer, kind of relive that era. Hopefully we don't get into any accidents here, because I did not turn off the damage, and that's one thing you got to be careful of. It does suggest to turn off the damage model, or the damage, because the cars, especially when you put it at 0 on the slowdown box, they will get a lot of front end and rear end damage, and you'll have cars just coming into the pits. But this is the 2011 car set. I don't even know who this is. Like, 37 does not ring a bell. We got rookie Danica Patrick out here. I was gonna hit the relative box to see who this is, but I don't know if this is Josh Wise. We'll try to hit it here on the back straight. Mike Wallace. So yeah, there's probably a setting in the INI file I can change to make the car overheat more realistically. But I don't know if the AI is going to swap if I do that. So now I think he's kind of hooked up with Montoya, and I guess Montoya moved up the track. But we got cars coming behind. Now we're getting a push. And wheels getting light. That's one thing that's very scary, is when you're getting pushed. And someplace you don't know where you may or may not end up. Leaders are long gone. I don't think we can catch them. I gotta see if I can figure out, like, the mid-pack here is not really linking up like the front is. They do link bumpers and they go, but then maybe because they got no place to go, so they're trying to go up and around, but the second car doesn't really follow. I mean, it's certainly better than anything else anybody's come up with, I think, that I've seen. And there's other parameters within the AI enhancer. Like there's multi-groove, but if you do multi-groove with tandem drafting, you can only check one box at a time. So we kind of run out of room to push. I'd like to get to the front of this pack and see if we can push to catch another group. Because theoretically, if the car in front's not going to peel out and we don't overheat, we should be able to push forever. Like, maybe that's how the leaders get so far out in front. And that may be where, like, me setting it to 0 is probably better. But this is fine. This works pretty well. At Talladega, they were not even grouping up, and I tried changing a bunch of settings to get it to work, and I think I'm not as familiar with the I&I settings to go in and change all that. We started last. We're up halfway through the field. Got about 20 laps here. Let's see if we can get to the front and find somebody to push. To the top here, may be able to get around. I think it was Reagan Smith, still in the 78, because Kurt, I think, is in the 51 somewhere. We're getting pretty bunched up here. Hopefully they don't cause an accident. No, we should not shoot the middle there. 4 wide. Works with AI. Yeah, that front group is way out there. Let's see if we can get up here to Keselowski, give him a shot. Hopefully I don't push up the track. Some of these guys may be damaged too, where they don't really want to go. Somebody got into the wall back there. Mears is going to come down in front of Keselowski. That's not good. Won't push the Geico car. Logano is going to get down in front of him. Well, at least we're almost to the front of this pack. Hopefully they go up a little bit. Oh, now we're 3 wide. Yeah, we should be clear now. We got the Gecko. Let's see what we can do and who we can catch. I mean, this completely changes this program changes speedway racing so much that it may be actually worth running some races. Oh, we almost lost it. Speedway racing in NR 2003 is my least favorite because it's very simple. Get to the bottom of the lane and don't let go. And it becomes very mundane and just a game of follow the leader. And there's no real decision making. It's all RNG with pit stops and cautions. And you got Brian Newman pulling off. Must be from damage from pushing.
Keep it up, keep digging.
But with this, well, one, you got tandem racing you can do. But there's also other parameters in here to change up how the game plays, and that is very welcome.
Clear. Car outside.
We really shoved Regan into the back of Logano there.
Outside.
They're stopping here.
Car outside. Clear outside.
He's still in front. He's got nowhere to go though, so we'll jump down here.
Car outside.
Must be in the top 10. I don't know who the leader is. It looks like it's...
3 wide. You're in the middle. 3 wide.
Oh, we got
You're up
hooked.
top. 3 wide. Clear inside. You all right? Car inside. Clear inside. Car inside. Looks like you got some kind of engine problem there.
And we
You're up
damaged the
top.
motor there.
Inside.
That's not
Inside.
fun.
Looks like we're bent up on the back end. Clear.
Well, I guess we're gonna hop out and watch the finish of this one, much like we did in the other race.
Keep it under 55.
Got the 48 car as the leader. I don't know where he is. Oh, he's back here. We must have lap down cars up here. So we'll watch the last half of this one and see how the AI behave in the tandem. Yeah, a lot of jumping around. I think we got 78 and the 55. Mark goes with Hamlin now. See how far they carry it. Only up to Ambrose. And 48 is still the leader, according to the chart. Oh, that's fastest lap. I don't know how to change that. Oh, here we go. Race. Yeah, 27's the leader. No, not anymore. It is the 18 and 20. Eighteen's gonna pick up the lap car. We got some damaged cars. He's got a little bit of front end damage now. Back into the field here, pick up some tandems. Johnson looks like he's got some front end damage. Let's see if he can make the car a little more resilient. Probably why he suggested turning off the damage. So we got two damaged cars. here that have not really lost that much momentum. So I guess with this, if you have a pusher, I mean, they're going around Almirola for, or they were. The pushing car is probably beneficial to have that power boost and car in front of you breaking the wind. I mean, a lot of these cars have a little bit of front end damage now. 18's really fallen off, the 20 and the 17. I mean, Matt's still he's got some front end damage on the front nose. I mean, Logano looks like his nose isn't straight either. You know, at this point, there's a lot of cars that are broken and damaged, so must have been a lot of bumping and banging for people to come in. Oh, they're clipping the wall too. That may contribute to that. See how many cars are still on the lead lap. We got 33 out here, but really only about 11 in this front group. Back to the 15 here. Coming out of turn 2, so 13 cars on the back straight that are poor position. There we go, we got some more cars linked up. Hamlin's now 2 damage. He's heading into the pits. Johnson's got his whole hood ripped off. It just needs to add a line to have the damaged cars just be out of the way. Here, there, I need a EQ button to get rid of all these damaged cars. Lap car now pushing the leader. And Junior is not going to push to 17. See if Matt can suck back up to the back end of the 88. It looks like he's kind of lost the draft on him. The 43's next car, 4 position. Oh, Logano just had a massive front end hit. He's headed into the pits. So 17 will inherit the lead. Key strategy play there. Just let him go smack a lap car. And I got 2 leaders linked up. And Almirola pushes him right into the lap car, but I think Almirola got more damage out of that than Kenseth did. I think Almirola is going to be pitting here. So he's going to go back after Matt, and Kyle's going to come around the outside and take the lead from Kenseth. Almirola is coming down pits. Got 5 laps to go, 6 laps to go. Not many left in this one. Got the 18 and the 17. Then you got the 9 car, 2.5 back. Here, Ambrose coming around Harvick, who's visited the pits. Then you got quite a ways back here. The 93, I think that's Quaffle. And Edwards is still on track. Looks like Junior's come down the pits. We still got the 18 and 17 out here with a pack of cars and Joe Nemechek that have been into the pits. Joe hasn't, or the 98 hasn't either. By the looks of it, they still both have their hoods. Whoops, we lost the cars. Here we go, we got 4 to go. Kyle's down the back of the 98. He's gonna not clear Nemechek because he pushed him. Now he does. And Matt's gonna get the back of Nemechek's car. Nope. He's gonna pull that strat he pulled with, was it Logano earlier, where he did not push the car, and he's gonna hope Kyle wrecks himself. Or gets stuck behind a lap car. Nope, Kyle's pitting. So Kenseth has this strat worked out where he just lets him go and ruin his own car. Now we got Kenseth and Ambrose way back here. Ambrose looks like he's had a fairly clean race, but he's got nobody back there. And Kenseth just needs to hold on for 2.5 laps. But he's slowing. He may not make it 2.5 laps. He's going to be coming into the pits by the looks of it. Nope, he's not. He's just slow. Let's see, at the line, 2 to go. We got 6.5 seconds back to Ambrose for second. And then you got Cousin Carl hanging out in third, who I thought at one point was going to need to pit with how much damage he had, and he's just fine. Trying to track down to 9, but he doesn't have any help. We got Mike Wallace. He's getting pushed by Truex. They're making good time. They're going to end up in second at least. Got the white flag out for Kenseth, who does not appear to be is going to hold this. Mike Wallace to second, passes Ambrose. Johnson has picked up the back of the 17 car. But Mike Wallace is flying. Mike Wallace might win this. 3 3/4 seconds between Kenseth and Wallace at the line. Final lap. Kenseth is blocked by a barricade of cars. And you got Ambrose and Mike Wallace being pushed by Truex. Kenseth's still slow. Hopefully he doesn't pull off the track. And who's going to win it? It looks like Kenseth's just going to hold on. Mike Wallace finishes second. And Marcus Ambrose in third. So that's that's tandem drafting in NASCAR Racing 2003 season. I'll throw a link to the AI enhanced beta below that I used to run this. It's just a checkbox, so fairly simple. If you watch the if you watch this, how I set it up, But if you go to the video I did yesterday on multi-groove racing, it's basically the same. You just gotta get the program up and running, make sure track's loaded. Probably have to run it in administrator mode to get it to register the track, and then just go over to the special box, click tandem drafting, click apply, and should be off and rolling. So yeah, that's tandem drafting. Thanks for watching.